This is ATN Global News. First, the headlines. Police arrest notorious kidnapping kingpin. Court grants Sihala Bello 500 million bail. Senate passes 2025 appropriation bill for second reading. Dangote refinery reduces petrol price. UK to supply military equipment to Ukraine. Mr. Easy dismisses stream farming claims. Draper withdraws from United Cup over injuries. And now the rest of our stories. Rivers State Police Command has achieved a significant breakthrough with the arrest of a notorious kidnap kingpin and the successful rescue of 10-year-old Emmanuel Jonah. We recall that on December 1st, 2024, Florence lecturers to toe the path of negotiation in the interest of the students. He stressed that his administration holds lecturers in high esteem and was willing to listen to their demands. The governor also spoke on the recalcitrance of cattle herders that flouts the state's law against open grazing, warning that the ban was still in force. Delta State Police Commissioner CP Olufemi Abaniwanda has called on parents and guidance to remind their wards of the ban on the use, sale and display of pyrotechnics, including fireworks and firecrackers known as knockout and banger. The warning was contained in a statement by the Delta State Public Relations Officer SP Bright Edafe. The decision comes as part of ongoing efforts to prevent and reduce crime, as experience shows that criminally minded persons can take advantage of these to unleash terror on law-abiding residents. On that note, parents and guardians are advised to caution their children and wards to desist from using these items, and retailers are equally warned to withdraw from the display and sale of these products, as anyone found wanting will be arrested and prosecuted. CP has directed all area commanders, divisional police officers, and tactical commanders to monitor street compliance and address any violations within their respective areas of responsibility. Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Lateef Fagbemi has forwarded the purported suspension of local government chairmen and vice chairmen in Edo State by the state's House of Assembly. Fagbemi said, although the facts of the case were still vague, it is unlawful for a state's House of Assembly to suspend duly elected local government leaders. The AGF said the only organ with such power is the legislature at the local government level. The Edo State House of Assembly had on Tuesday passed a resolution suspending the chairman and 5 vice chairmen of the state's 18 local government areas for 2 months. The House directed the leaders of the local government areas' legislative arms to take over the leadership of their respective councils. The Edo State lawmakers reportedly acted pursuant to a complaint by the state governor, Sunday Okpebolo, who accused the council leaders of insubordination for allegedly failing to comply with his directive to submit their council's financial records to him. Analysts have criticized the poor performance of the National Agency for Food, Drug Administration and Control. The comment comes after the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control shut down 150 shops at Ezuku Market, Aba, Abia State, during a 2-day operation on December 16 and 17, 2024. Speaking on an Atlantic Television Network program, Atlantic Blowout, political analyst Chidi Okoro said, following the death of Dora Konili, the former director of NAFDAC, the agency now performs abysmally. Speaking for others,
abysmally, if I should rate them, since after the exit of Professor Dora Konili, NAFDAC has never been what it used to be, what we know it to be. That woman set a template, you know, to the point that we saw it, even her own brethren were pursuing her life because she shut down their illegal businesses, be it in the pharmaceutical industry, in the food industry, whatever. The people that produce all sorts of medications, beauty, and healthcare products, where she was a terror. Just that name at the mention of Dora Konili.
Speaking further, Mr. Okoro advised the federal government to rejig the agency by bringing people with ideas capable of reformatting the system.
Brains that will reformat the system and keep the place functional so that they work optimally to checkmate some of these things that are happening. I think that's what they need to do.
Okay.
Brains that will reformat the system.
Command of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps has arrested 2 notorious car snatchers in the state. State commandant of the Corps, Mary Mbanugo, made this known while parading the suspects in Owerri. Mbanugo said that Anayo Obekwe, 51, from Ahiazu Mbise, and Kenneth Alamoye, 53, from Ehime Mbano Council areas, respectively, were arrested for allegedly snatching a navy blue Toyota Corolla car at gunpoint. According to her, the car snatched in Umuahia, the Abia capital, was recovered at Umuodu Mbiri, Mbilisolu local government area of the state. She added that Obekwe claimed to be a mechanic fixing the said car for Alamoye and had no idea that the vehicle brought to him for repair was a stolen vehicle. Mbanugo said Alamoye, whom she referred to as the prime suspect, however, confessed to the crime, which the command has successfully recovered. She urged Imo people to feel free to come home for the festivities, as adequate security arrangements have been made to ensure safety of lives and property. Last Wednesday night, fire that occurred in Ogbosisi Timber Market in the Onitsha area of Anambra State has left several goods destroyed. Confirming the incident in a statement on Thursday, the spokesperson for the Anambra State Police Command, Tochukwu Ikenga, disclosed that no lives were lost in the incident. Ikenga noted that the area was cordoned off to prevent hoodlums from looting. Ikenga said the swift response of the police and fire service operatives to the outbreak at Ogbosisi brought the situation under control. Meanwhile, police operatives have cordoned off the scene of the incident to prevent hoodlums from taking undue advantage of the situation to loot properties and goods of individuals in the area. The command has, however, begun an investigation into the cause of the fire incident and notes that no life was lost. Also, the worth of goods destroyed is yet to be ascertained. Anambra State Police Command said it has arrested one Chidi Ekwesiri, aged 50 years, from Umuya, Oyi local government area, and two others tormenting innocent residents of the state. In a press statement, the spokesman for the State Police Command, SP Tochukwu Ikenga, said the police recovered one automatic pump-action gun and a police uniform from the suspects. During interrogations, the suspect claimed to be a sergeant and a serving member of the Nigerian police force in Lagos, but later denied his earlier claim. He also confessed that the gun was given to him by a yet-to-be-identified man at Ukpo. Further information from the suspect led to the arrest of two other suspects who are currently undergoing police interrogation. Ikenga added that the Commissioner of Police in the state, CP Nange Itan, has directed the immediate transfer of the case to the State's Criminal Investigation Department, ORCA, for a comprehensive investigation. He said the suspects will be charged to court on conclusion of the investigations. Ekiti State government has called on residents to dismiss circulating claims about a 25,000 naira Christmas cash grant allegedly being distributed by Governor Biodun Oyebanji. In a statement released on Thursday, the governor's special advisor on media, Yinka Oyebode, described the information as baseless and cautioned the public against falling prey to fraudulent schemes. The statement urged the people of the state to remain vigilant and not to provide personal information to unauthorized websites or individuals who are out to defraud them. The government urged residents to rely only on verified sources for updates to avoid falling victim to fraudsters. Lagos State House of Assembly has described as unfounded the allegation made by an anti-corruption coalition that it awarded a 17 million naira billion contract for the construction of the Assembly's gate. Chairman of the House Committee on Information, Security and Strategy, Mr. Stephen Ogundipe, made the clarification in a statement in Lagos on Thursday. An anti-corruption group, Lagos State Anti-Corruption Coalition, had recently petitioned the Economic, Financial and Crimes Commission to probe the House leadership for awarding the gate contract. Reacting, Ogundipe described the petition as frivolous, adding that it was designed to discredit the House for political motives. The chairman said the gates project at the Assembly had been executed over 3 years ago, adding that there was no recent project like that at the State House of Assembly. He said it was worthy to let the group know that though the Assembly had its procurement unit, it still relied on the state government's procurement process from start to finish. According to him, it is preposterous to think that in Lagos, contracts are like witchcraft and it's nocturnal posting. Oyo State Police Command has confirmed the deaths of 35 minors following a stampede at a fun fair held at the Islamic High School, Orita, Bashorun, Ibadan, on December 18, 2024. The command also said that 6 others remain critically injured and are receiving medical care. Among those arrested in connection with the incident are Prophetess Naomi Silekunola, a former wife of the Oni of Ileife, the principal of Islamic High School, Ibadan, and 6 other individuals. The event, organized by Wings Foundation in partnership with Agidigbo FM, was intended as a family gathering. In a statement, police spokesperson Adewale Osifoso, I beg your pardon, said, following the tragic stampede on Wednesday, December 18, 2024, at the Islamic High School, Bashorun, Ibadan, the Oyo State Police Command has arrested 8 individuals for their roles in the incident. Oyo State Police Command sympathizes with all the families and loved ones affected by the tragedy and assures the good people of the state that justice will be served accordingly. People's Democratic Party Oguduokwo Ward in Onika local government area of Ebonyi State has announced the expulsion of the suspended national vice chairman of the party in the southeast, Ali Odefa, from the party. Odefa was suspended from the party on September 11, 2024 by the ward executives of the party over alleged anti-party activities. Also, the Federal High Court sitting in Abakaliki further confirmed the suspension on November 29, 2024. Announcing the expulsion of Odefa at a press conference on Wednesday evening, the acting chairman of PDP in Oguduokwo, Onyeka Ovuta, flanked by other ward executives, stated that Odefa's suspension follows the recommendation of the party's disciplinary committee that affirmed the allegations of anti-party activities leveled. According to the party chairman, Odefa's expulsion follows the report, findings and recommendations of the ward disciplinary committee of the party, which is in line with the provisions of the party constitution. Ovuta announced that Odefa, by the virtue of his suspension, therefore ceases to be a member of the party. Chief Judge of Kogi State, Justice Josiah Majebi, has released 27 inmates from across the 6 correctional centers in the state who remain in custody for their inability to pay fines and compensations. Justice Majebi granted the releases through the efforts of the non-governmental organization Victory Idewele Foundation, which paid the fines and compensations of the inmates when the chief judge visited the correctional centers from Monday to Wednesday. At Kotun Cafe Maximum Security Correctional Center, 2 inmates, Mustafa Idris, who was fined 50,000 naira, regained his freedom, while Kehinde Amaka, sentenced to 1 year imprisonment with a fine of 300,000 naira, benefited from the gesture of the foundation, but has to remain in custody until January 15, 2025 to complete his jail term. Also, at the Medium Security Custodial Center in Kaba, the chief judge released 20 inmates, while 5 inmates were released in Ankpa. The chief judge, who stated that the essence of the visit was to ensure that no inmate is being detained unjustly, cautioned the magistrates against being used as agents of oppression. He lamented the way and manner in which some prosecutors delay cases unnecessarily, causing awaiting trial inmates to stay long period of time in custody. While commending the effort of the Victory Idewele Foundation, the chief judge said, "This visit is special and unique because in the history of the state, this type of additional event during correctional center visits has never happened before." In his remarks, the founder of the foundation, Innocent Idewele, said the NGO is focused on changing human lives, especially those of the less privileged in society, noting that every need of the citizens should not be left for the government to tackle. Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has revoked the ownership of 762 plots of land in the Maitama 1 district of Abuja due to the non-payment of statutory fees. The Federal Capital Territory Administration, FCTA, has also issued a 2-week ultimatum to 614 other individuals and organizations demanding that they settle outstanding rights of occupation, out of all fees, or face the risk of losing their plots. This action was taken under Section 28 of the Land Use Act of 1978, which empowers the minister to revoke rights of occupancy for non-compliance with payment obligations or breaches of other allocation terms. Prominent names on the list include Muhammadu Buhari Trust Fund Foundation, Kaduna State Governor Uba Sani, Secretary of the Government of the Federation George Akume, and former governors Rochas Okorocha and Ben Ayade. Others affected include Senator Chief Whip Taheb Monguno and Speaker of the House of Representatives Abbas Tajuddin. Wike, who assumed office in August 2023, has consistently vowed to enforce land administration in the Federal Capital Territory. Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps Federal Capital Territory Command has assured residents of adequate security during the Christmas and New Year celebrations. FCT Commandant Olushola Odumosi disclosed that 4,000 personnel have been deployed across the Federal Capital Territory and its environments to safeguard lives and protect critical national assets and infrastructure. The personnel, drawn from specialized units such as the Special Intervention Squad, Special Female Squad, Counter-Terrorism Unit, Armed Squad, Agro Rangers, Special Protection Unit, Intelligence Unit, and the Operations Department, have been tasked with maintaining peace and order throughout the festive period. Odumosi, who in a statement signed by the command spokesperson Monica Ojobi and released on Thursday, urged personnel to ensure compliance with the operation order. He highlighted the need for enhanced vigilance in securing critical infrastructure, worship sectors, recreational facilities, markets, malls, bus parks, and other strategic locations across the city. He warned that those intending to exploit the festive period for criminal activities would face severe consequences, stating that the Corps is prepared to thwart any security breaches. Niger State Commissioner of Police Shawulu Ebenezer Dammaman has ordered the massive deployment of personnel and operational assets for a peaceful Yuletide period in the state. CP, in a statement signed by his public relations officer, SP Wasiu Abiodun in Mina, said the period of Christmas and the New Year is usually characterized by high human and vehicular movements with religious and socio-economic activities. Dan Maman directed area commanders, tactical commanders, and DPOs to ensure adequate deployment of police personnel and operational assets to cover public places, especially the places of worship, recreation centers, amusement parks, motor parks, and highways within the state for the provision of adequate security before, during, and after the season. He also directed officers to strictly adhere to and enforce the operation order drawn for the season and ensure intelligence-led and high-visibility policing with respect for human rights across the highway in the state for the security of travelers and free flow of traffic for road users. Bauchi State's Police Command has arrested 3 suspects for stealing a motorcycle and attempting to sell it. The theft was reported on December 16, 2024 by one Haruna Magua, who said his boxer motorcycle was stolen from his home in Tenti Baba village, Plateau State. A statement issued by the spokesman of the command, SP Ahmed Wakil, on Thursday revealed that operatives of the Toro Divisional Police Headquarters, acting on intelligence, tracked the suspects Yakubu Aminu, Abdul Lawal, and Buhari Abdullahi, all from Magama Gumau town. During questioning, the suspects were said to have admitted to the crime. Meanwhile, the suspects will face charges in court after the investigation is complete. Yobe State Police Command said it has made another significant breakthrough in combating cybercrime and fraud in the state with the arrest of fake Navy personnel who specialized in defrauding members of the public. Command's Public Relations Officer, DSP Dungus Abdul Karim, disclosed this in a statement made available to newsmen on Thursday. The 29-year-old suspect, identified as Agugu Joshua, was arrested in possession of a fake Nigerian Navy staff ID card, which he used to scam unsuspecting victims, particularly POS vendors and provision store owners. It added that his arrest was made possible in a covert operation on December 18, 2024 at 1,400 hours by operatives of the State Intelligence Department (SID). The Commissioner of Police, Garba Ahmed, in a statement cautioned the public to be vigilant and beware of such scams. Kano State government has officially unveiled its anti-corruption strategy 2024 to 2028, a comprehensive framework aimed at tackling corruption and promoting integrity across the state. The strategy was unveiled at an event supported by the European Union funded Rule of Law and Anti-Corruption Program Phase 2, implemented by the International Institute for Democracy and Electoral Assistance, International IDEA, on Wednesday. The launch coincided with the 2024 International Anti-Corruption Day, which this year focused on the theme Uniting with Youth Against Corruption, Shaping Tomorrow's Integrity. The theme highlights the vital role young people play as catalysts for change in the fight against corruption. Speaking at the event, the Governor, Kano State, Abba Yusuf, stressed the importance of addressing corruption, describing it as a cancer that erodes trust, undermines institutions, and hampers progress. That underscored the need for stronger collaboration among anti-corruption agencies, civil society, the media, and the private sector in the fight against corruption. You are watching the global news on Atlantic Television Network. We will be back after this break.
Glow World Shop or SIM registration center near
Make you enjoy 10 times your recharge. Make you enjoy 10 times your recharge. Double data and other betterment via *301#.
You never finish a 1,000 naira welcome bonus for voice and data.
Is your line blocked? You can quickly go to any Glow World Shop or SIM registration center near you and link your NIN to your Glow line right now. Got no NIN? Visit the nearest NIMC office, get an NIN, and then link it to your Glow line. NIN registration is free, so reconnect with Glow today.
Welcome back. This is the global news on Atlantic Television Network. Now to the rest of our stories. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has expressed deep sorrow over the tragic stampede at the Children's Fun Fair in Ibadan, Oyo State, which claimed the lives of several children and left many others injured. The incident, which has plunged the nation into mourning, occurred on Wednesday, December 18, 2024. In a statement issued by his Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, the president extended his heartfelt condolences to the government and people of Oyo State, as well as to the grieving families. The president also directed relevant authorities to conduct a thorough investigation into the tragedy, emphasizing the need for transparency and accountability. In addition to demanding accountability, President Tinubu urged the Oyo State government to implement stringent safety measures to prevent a recurrence of such incidents. This includes a comprehensive review of safety protocols at public events, strict enforcement of regulations, and regular audits of event venues. The president further appeals to the event organizers to prioritize safety, especially for children, stressing the importance of professional security, protocol, and logistics. Senate has passed the 2025 appropriation bill of 49.7 trillion naira for its second reading, following its presentation by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu before a joint session of the National Assembly. The passage of the budget came as the Senate adjourned its plenary session until January 14, 2025 to allow lawmakers to partake in the Christmas and New Year festivities. During the plenary session, the Senate considered and debated the objectives and general principles of the fiscal document, which has been christened the Restoration Budget, Securing Peace, Rebuilding Prosperity. The Senate leader, Opeyemi Bamidele, sponsored the bill titled A Bill for an Act to Authorize the Issue from the Consolidated Revenue Fund of the Federation, the total sum of over 49 billion naira only, of which over 4 billion naira only is for statutory transfers, 16 billion naira only is for debt service, 14 billion naira only is for recurrent non-debt expenditure, while the sum of 14 billion naira only is for contribution to the Development Fund for capital expenditure for the year ending on the 31st day of December 2025 and for related matters 2024. Similarly, House of Representatives on Thursday passed for the second reading the 2025 appropriation bill of 49.7 trillion naira presented to the National Assembly by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Wednesday. Members took turn to commend the president for the budget, describing it as ambitious, while some warned that the parameters for the budget were not realistic, calling for proper implementation and monitoring. Leading the debate on the bill, House Leader Julius Ihonbere said President Tinubu admitted during the budget presentation that Nigerians were going through rough times, but added that for once, Nigerians are seeing a government that is ready to refocus the Nigerian economy. He said the budget has made adequate provision for the education sector as well as security, health, and infrastructure, adding that with the determination of the government, the country will soon begin to see foreign investments in the country. Ihonbere applauded the determination of the government to reduce inflation to 15% in 2025, saying the target was realizable if all Nigerians contribute their quota, pointing out the president has demonstrated serious courage and leadership in moving the nation forward. Former Deputy Speaker of the House, Ahmed Idris Wase, wants proper implementation and monitoring of the security budget, adding that doing so can put an end to the security challenges in the country. In the meantime, House of Representatives will on December 31, 2024, present the sum of 704.91 million naira to the President Bola Tinubu for the use of vulnerable Nigerians owing to the economic hardship occasioned by the removal of the petrol subsidy. Recall that on July 18, the House resolved to slash 50% of their salaries for 6 months to address the challenges faced by ordinary Nigerians, following the adoption of a motion moved during a plenary session. Following a motion by Deputy Speaker Benjamin Kalu, the House in July resolved to donate half of their salaries to meet the hunger needs of Nigerians as part of efforts to stop the End Bad Governance protest. While moving the motion, Kalu said, "This government is doing its best, but one year is not enough to address the challenges of this country." Addressing his colleagues during Thursday's plenary, the Speaker Tajuddin Abba said, "If you recall, about 5 months ago, we decided to contribute half of our salaries to address the critical needs of the Nigerian people. I am happy to inform you that so far we have contributed 704.91 million naira. Federal government, in collaboration with relevant stakeholders, is to implement the Proof of Address System initiative to address insecurity across the 774 local government areas in the country." Senator George Akume, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, disclosed at the stakeholders meeting for the activation and the implementation of the local government proof of address system in Abuja. Represented by Dr. Nnamdi Mberi, Permanent Secretary General Services Office, Akume explained that Nigeria, like many nations, had been grappling with a myriad of challenges such as insecurity, social vices, economic instability, and inefficient governance in public and private sector. The Secretary to the federal government, added that the initiative reflected the unwavering commitment of President Bola Tinubu to address key challenges facing the country while laid the foundation for a safer, more efficient and prosperous Nigeria. Akume advised ministries, departments and agencies to adopt the use of proof of address certificates from the local government areas as a requirement to establish reliable and verifiable addresses. He said the notion's inability to fully and accurately identify addresses has compounded many of the identified problems, making it difficult to combat criminal activities, secure communities, and plan effectively for development. Justice Marian Anene of the Federal Capital Territory High Court has granted the immediate past governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, bail in the sum of 500 million naira with 3 shorties in like sum. Justice Anene had on December 10 refused the ex-governor's bail application, saying it was filed prematurely. While delivering the initial ruling, she said that having been filed when the first defendant was neither in custody nor before the court, the instant application was incompetent. There was, however, room for the governor's lawyers to file a fresh application for bail and apply for hearing date. The former governor is facing an alleged money laundering trial to the tune of 110 billion naira, along with 2 others. He had pleaded not guilty to the 16 counts charges brought against him by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. At the day's proceedings, counsel for the former governor, Joseph Daudu, informed the court that the defense counsels had filed a further affidavit in response to the counter affidavit filed and served by the prosecution counsels. There was no objection from the prosecution counsel, Olukayode Enitan. The court therefore granted the application for withdrawal, striking out the further affidavit. Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has closed its case against Oluwole Olutimehin, who is standing trial for allegedly stealing 13.29 million naira from Sterling Bank PLC. Olutimehin is standing trial before Justice Raman Oshodi of the Lagos State Special Offences Court in Ikeja. The defendant is facing a count of fraudulent conversion of 13,229,000 naira preferred against him by the EFCC. Olutimehin was first arraigned on September 20, 2022 before Justice Oluwatoyin Taiwo. However, the case was reassigned to Justice Oshodi following Justice Taiwo's retirement. The EFCC alleged that Olutimehin on or about September 15, 2021 in Lagos fraudulently converted the sum of 13.29 million naira property of Sterling Bank PLC to his use. The commission said the offences committed a contravened Section 280 of the Criminal Law of Lagos State 2015, which is punishable under Section 287 of the same law. At the resumed hearing of the case, the EFCC called its second prosecution witness, an internal auditor at Sterling Bank, Olaniyi Olaleye. Led in evidence by the EFCC counsel, S.I. Suleiman Olalehe narrated the events leading to the case. According to him, the bank discovered irregularities in its One Bank app, an internet banking platform that allows customers to open accounts and perform online transactions. Olaleye told Justice Oshodi that Sterling Bank filed a petition to the EFCC to investigate the issue. Exhibits A and B were shown to the witness, which he had identified as their petition alongside a copy of account details of the defendant with account number 0085006574. When asked how the bank app was operated, he explained that the One Bank app's wallet account feature allowed customers to perform transactions with a daily limit of 500,000 naira. Federal government has strengthened the Nigerian Army's operational capacity with the acquisition of 43 Bayraktar TB2 drones, primarily for deployment in the Northwest Theater of Operations. The commander of the Nigerian Army Space Command, Brigadier General UG Ogeleka, disclosed this in Abuja. Speaking in Abuja during the winging ceremony of 43 personnel trained in the operation and maintenance of the drones, the commander of the Nigerian Army Space Command, Brigadier General UG Ogeleka, said the initiative, codenamed Project Garden, aimed to strengthen military operations against insurgency and other security challenges in the region. General Ogeleka explained that between May and September 2022, as a team of 35 officers and 11 soldiers from the Nigerian Army's routinely piloted aircraft system regiments underwent specialized training in Turkey on the operation and maintenance of the Bayraktar TB2 drones. He added that the training crew included multi-piloted aircraft pilots, mission operators, avionics, and mechanical engineers and technicians. Out of the 46 trained personnel, 14 are multi-piloted aircraft pilots, 7 are mission operators, and 23 are engineers and technicians. General Ogeleka presented 22 of the trained personnel for the winging ceremony, noting that the others are actively engaged in operational duties. Now, business news. Dangote Group, owners of Dangote Refinery and the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, have clashed over a $1 billion crude oil-backed loan. Recalled that barely 24 hours ago, in a statement credited to NNPCL spokesperson Olufemi Shonei, the state-owned oil firm said it secured a $1 billion loan backed by crude to support the Dangote Refinery during liquidity challenges. However, Dangote Group spokesperson Anthony Chijena has described NNPCL's claim as misinformation. The company clarified that the $1 billion crude-backed loan is about 5% of the total investment that went into building the 650,000 barrels per day refinery. According to him, it is inaccurate to say NNPCL facilitated $1 billion for Dangote Refinery amid liquidity challenges. Chijena explained that NNPCL had proposed a 20% stake investment valued at $2.76 billion in the Dangote Refinery, but that didn't materialize. He noted that NNPCL was able to invest $1 billion, which amounts to 7.24% equity value. Members of the Petroleum Products Retail Outlets Owners Association of Nigeria and the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria have finally settled their month-long rift over petroleum product lifting at the Port Harcourt depot and other locations across the country. In a document, both associations resolved to end the disagreement and thereafter set up a joint batching committee to guarantee seamless operations. A reliable source at one of the unions told newsmen that the committee, made up of 4 nominees from IPMAN and 3 from Petroan, would ensure the security of petroleum products across the country. Petroan and IPMAN had been at loggerheads over dominance at the nation's depots since they both brokered an agreement with Dangote Refinery for direct petrol purchase. Now to international tidbits. Britain on Thursday unveiled a package of 225 million euros, $286 million in new military aid to Ukraine for next year, including drones, boats, and air defense system. The move came after the UK's Defense Secretary John Healey visited Kyiv on Wednesday, holding talks with his Ukrainian counterpart Rustem Umerov and vowing to step up British support to Ukraine in 2025. 3 years since Russian President Vladimir Putin ordered the invasion of Ukraine, the depths of his miscalculation are clearer than ever as the brave people of Ukraine continue to defy all expectation with their unbreakable spirits. Healey said in July, the new Labour government vowed to commit 3 billion euros a year in military aid to Ukraine until 2030 to 2031. The new package will include 92 million euros for equipment to bolster Ukraine's navy, including small boats, reconnaissance drones, and uncrewed surface vessels, the defense minister said in a statement. Russian President Vladimir Putin says he was ready for talks at any time with United States President-elect Donald Trump, who has touted his ability to strike a Ukraine peace deal within hours of coming to office. Trump, who returned to the White House in January, has stoked fears in Kyiv that he could force Ukraine to accept peace on terms favorable to Moscow. Holding his annual end-of-year press conference, the 72-year-old Kremlin leader said his troops held the upper hand across the battlefield and he only regretted not starting the offensive earlier. But he was forced to admit he does not know when Russia will take back the western Kursk region where Ukrainian troops launched an incursion in August. Asked about Trump's overtures regarding a possible peace deal, Putin said he would welcome a meeting with the incoming Republican. And now, entertainment news. Nigerian dancer Lee Smart has filed a petition against Marlian Records boss Naira Marley and singer Zinoliski over an alleged threat to his life. Recall that on December 9, 2024, Lee Smart raised an alarm on social media claiming his life was being threatened, while urging the public to hold Naira Marley and Zinoliski accountable if anything happened to him. He shared disturbing videos and photos showing Zinoliski and others allegedly chasing him. In response, Zinoliski denied the allegations, accusing Lee Smart of chasing clout. However, in a viral post on his Instagram page, Lee Smart revealed that he has officially submitted his petition to the authorities and is awaiting justice from the legal system. He also noted that he had previously endured bullying from the duo but lacked sufficient evidence to take legal action. As of the time of filing this report, Naira Marley is yet to respond to the allegations. Singer and entrepreneur Mr. Easy has rejected claims of stream farming in Nigeria, defending the legitimacy of the country's music streaming numbers. In response to a user on X who suggested that Apple Music should investigate music streams from Nigeria, Mr. Easy said there is nothing like stream farming in Nigeria. However, his statement sparked disagreement among many users in the comment section, with several arguing that while Mr. Easy may not participate in stream farming, it doesn't mean others are not engaged in the practice. Now is ATN Sports News. Jack Draper has revealed his preparations for next month's Australian Open have been impacted by a hip injury which has forced him to withdraw from Britain's United Cup squad. The British #1 took the decision to cancel a week-long training camp with Carlos Alcaraz in Spain in early December due to a little niggle in his hip area. Draper was optimistic, the injury will not affect his participation in the first Grand Slam of 2025, but he has been forced to withdraw from the United Cup, the international team tournament where he was due to feature alongside Katie Boulter in Sydney on December 30. Draper has also decided to miss the Davis Cup first round tie in Japan, which immediately follows the Australian Open, which